loves, Nicole here with Mommy Tips by Cole. I'm back to do another pregnancy vlog for you guys. Technically, I am 12 weeks and 2 days at this very moment, but this will be my 11-week pregnancy vlog. The first one I did was when I was at 9 weeks. So I'm thinking for now I'm going to attempt to do them bi-weekly. So my next one after this will probably be my 13-week one, and hopefully by then we will know the sex. And I don't know if I'll mention it in that vlog, but I'm definitely gonna do like a surprise gender reveal video for the kids or maybe the family. I don't know yet. So I'm out of breath because I'm trying to film a bunch of videos right now, and I keep stopping in between because the kids are fighting, and it's been really overwhelming with them being home this summer and going through my first trimester. They're with me 24/7, and even when I go out to work, they're with me. So I've been super emotional and hormonal about that, and although I'm trying not to be, because I'm just trying to be positive and focus on the positive things like being able to be home with them, and yeah, and having now my 4th child in a way. So like I was saying, it's just been really challenging having 3 of them home 24/7 while I'm extra hormonal and tired, and I'm trying my best to keep our schedules busy so that the kids can have a lot of things to do and go to a lot of, you know, places and experience things while they're home. And it's just been overwhelming. So, you know, that's the most part that's a little bit different from last week, is I feel a little more overwhelmed the past 2 weeks. And my hormones are weird because I feel like I was okay for a while and I wasn't as tired and as, you know, emotional, and then suddenly yesterday or this past week I felt overwhelmed again and hormonal and crying for no reason, or I would have a reason but it didn't feel like a really big deal to cry about those things. And normally those are things I wouldn't cry about. Other than, you know, tiredness, I do feel like I do have more energy. I don't nap as frequently as I did in the beginning of the trimester. And other than, you know, being emotional and stuff, physically I feel fine. I don't feel like any major difference because I'm not really huge yet, although I do feel my belly growing, and I do feel like my uterus expanding, especially in the morning. Like I do feel like it's stretching, although I don't feel like that every day. My back is bothering me. Sometimes my sciatica, I've always had back issues, and especially lower back, and I've always had sciatica issues, but every single pregnancy my sciatica on my left side really kicks in overdrive, and it's tolerable. It's not as bad as it has ever been in past pregnancies. So I'm just a little bit fearful of that because I did have a really hard time with that the bigger that I got. Weight gain, I did put myself on the scale, though I didn't want to, and I was 3 pounds heavier. I was still like 3-4 pounds heavier than I was at the first appointment that I had. So as of now, I haven't gained any more than the last update, although I do feel bigger. The thing that's really weird with me, before I talk about, you know, food and stuff like that, other physical things with this past week or this past 2 weeks, my breasts are like really tender, and you know, they do feel much bigger. And you know, after nursing 3 kids, and especially Dylan for 3.5 years, I felt like deflated. So if you guys breastfeed or have breastfed, let me know. Am I the only one? Because I felt super deflated, and like, yeah, that's the price you pay, you know, to nourish your children with your breast milk. But now it feels full again, and I feel much more confident about this upper region, although sometimes or some mornings or some evenings they feel very heavy and swollen. But other than that, other physical things, not too much yet. Yeah, so food is really weird because I did mention in the last video that I am more so craving carbs, which I still am. Like, you can give me bread and butter and I will be happy. You can give me a baked potato for a meal and I'll be happy. I have this really odd aversion to meat, and it's not just a particular type of meat. Like with Dylan, my third pregnancy, I did not eat any red meat. I was like turned off by any red meat. The sight, the smell, burgers, steaks, whatever, grossed out. And this time I feel like I'm grossed out by everything, like chicken, pork, burgers, you know, red meat. I'm not into it. Like, it could be in front of me and I'm just like, you know, I'll have a choice. Do I want bread and carbs, or, you know, like veggies and rice or something, or do I want to add meat? And I kind of stay away from the meat, although it's really weird because sometimes I will randomly crave like a Big Mac. I think on like 3 occasions so far I craved a Big Mac, and the most recent time I had it, I could only eat half. I was like, ugh. The other times I chowed down one whole thing in like a few bites. But sometimes, occasionally, I might want a piece of bacon, but it'll just be like a half, or like I'll try to push myself to eat meat, but even when I do, like say if I eat chicken tenders with the kids or something like that, I just can't eat a lot of it. It's just really bizarre because I know I need the protein, I know I need the iron. You know, I have my prenatal pills. Other than that, you know, I'm like totally craving bread and baked potato. Yesterday I had cheese fries. Still love cheese fries. I don't crave it every day, but yesterday I did and I enjoyed it. And other bizarre cravings, nothing really bizarre, but like I do want chocolate more, or ice cream and stuff like that, but I will always think I can eat more than I can in regards to anything food related. Like if I crave sushi, for instance, like cooked sushi, like I think I can eat a lot, but then I'll have a couple of pieces or like rolls and I'll be like, oh, I'm done. Seafood, I can eat seafood. We went to Virginia and I had some of the crab legs, I had some crab and some shrimp, but I can't eat a lot. Like, it's really weird because I think I want all of this, and then when I go to eat I feel like, you know, but I can totally eat a lot of bread. Like, you can put bread in a bread basket in front of me, I'll be like bread, butter all day, every day. Yeah, and sometimes, you know, I make sure to eat fruit, although I should be eating more fruit and stuff like that. I can't drink my Shakeologies like I was drinking, and I'm not exercising. Unfortunately, I'm waiting until my appointment this coming week to do, we're gonna have genetic testing and I should know the sex, and then I want to get, you know, clearance that, you know, I'm okay to work out. I know I could have, like, this whole time, because like technically have been really active the past 3 years, but at the last minute visit my doctor said to not get my heart rate above a certain point, so I just want to make sure if it's the same status right now, and so that I can work out again regularly. I bought a new workout program by Beachbody called Size, which is with Shanti, and I love Shanti, and this is more of like a dancing exercise, so I plan to start that after I get clearance and after this coming week, and just moderate it and just do it low impact, and maybe take some classes at the studio that I work at. Yeah, so we'll see about that. You know, I really want to stay active and I don't want to gain too much weight. I want to eat healthier, although I'm just kind of going with the flow of it and what my body is telling me to eat and crave, or what it's telling me to avoid. I just want to make sure to get some fruits and vegetables in, especially since I haven't been eating a lot of protein or meats. Maybe I'll get some tofu, I don't know. Yeah, other than that, everything's really great. and I really can't complain. I'm officially 12 weeks, so technically I am now in my second trimester, which is just beyond me, because when we found out we were 6 weeks. It's crazy to say that it's been 6 weeks since we found out, and it is just flying, because now within the next month the kids will be back at school, and I feel like it'll be a little bit easier for me, hopefully, with them just being able to manage everything and do what I do daily, without feeling super stressed. Hopefully the second trimester will be a little bit smoother, because in every experience I've had so far, being this is my 4th time, the first and the last trimesters were always the toughest, but more so the end of the 3rd trimester. I've never really experienced like a really difficult second trimester, from what I can remember. So hopefully this will be the same. Okay, as far as like the sex of the baby, I initially had no clue and no like gut feeling, but a couple of days ago I even vlogged this. I was saying I have a feeling it's a girl, because I'm beyond super emotional, and the last time I remember being this emotional at this stage was when I was pregnant with my first child, which was a girl, Emmeline, and I was like, I call my husband crying about nonsense. He's like, okay, well, what do you want me to do? Because I keep crying. I just want you to listen. I can't stop crying. He's like, okay, okay, go take the kids out, go do something, like out of the house. And so I don't like sit and be crying all the time, which I'm not, but when I am, it just feels like the end of the world, and I feel very sensitive to so many things, and I just feel super sensitive to anything that's said to me. I just think the craziest things, or think things I normally wouldn't think. So it's funny because I saw one of my friends at Target the other day, and she's pregnant. She's about a month ahead of me, and we were talking about this. She's like, oh my god, I do that too, and I keep thinking, why am I thinking these things, and why am I so paranoid, or why am I so sensitive? I'm like, okay, good, it's not just me, it's not just me. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, the last thing is a belly shot. Again, I have a dress on. I have one of these like button down dresses, but here is my belly right now. I know it's hard to see, but it's grown. I mean, it's not always like protruding like this. When I eat, it's more rounded, but for me, I feel like it just looks like fat. It just feels like a big blub. It's not like, because the baby's still itty bitty, so it's just my uterus like being expanded. Yeah, so I'm excited to share this with you guys. Hopefully this vlog wasn't crazy long. And I've been taking weekly pictures and posting it on Instagram and Snapchat, so you can follow me there at MommyTipsByCole. I might do, like one of those like recap videos at the end of all this, showing the growing bump with all the pictures. I've been making sure to take a picture every week with my little chalkboard, and it's saying how many weeks I gotta take my 12-week one today. And yeah, so I'll see you guys in my 13th week of pregnancy, and